Hey, what's up everyone? Thanks for tuning in. So I'm getting to at least some of the videos now from the Stuff I Got a Blade show. I'm going to start off with the Minuteman, and this is from E-volve knives. So you guys have probably not heard of E-volve knives before, but you've probably all heard of kind of the, I don't know, the parent company, which is Blade Runner Systems, and they're definitely quite famous for their balisong knives. This one's a trainer that I also picked up at Blade Show. Just couldn't help myself. So Blade Runner Systems, they have a couple different lines of knives, which of course balisongs being one. They're also now starting to produce, or perhaps have for a little while, some American-made folder knives that will also kind of be under, I guess, the Blade Runner Systems logo, but E-volve is their overseas knives, so budget folders made in China. That's the E-volve line, so this one's marked as made in China. So this is, I don't know if it's the first offering, but certainly one of the first offerings from the E-volve series. This is the Minuteman, designed by BVK, or Blackstone Valley Customs, who's a custom knife maker, and they collaborated to create this, I guess, budget knife from E-volve knives. So anyways, that's kind of the, I guess, the overview of it, or kind of what's going on with it. We'll go through the specs, overall impressions, and details as always. Let's start out with the specs, and we'll grab a couple size comparisons here. So first is the pair 2 per usual. Then we're also going to grab the Kershaw dividend. So size wise, a little bit larger than the dividend here. Let's go. Yeah, a little bit larger than the dividend, a little bit smaller than the pair 2, so it's right in between as they go. Now, as far as the specs, blade length 3.5, handle is 4.5, overall about 7.75. Blade steel is S35VN. This does run on bearings. The knife is made from titanium, of course, and it is a frame lock with a stainless steel lock insert and a full titanium pocket clip as well. So, as already mentioned, made in China, and opening method is of course the opening hole here. So I think that's about it. Flat blade grind here. Blade stock, I forgot to measure it. It's pretty much in line with the para here. So comes down to, it's a little bit thicker behind the edge than a para as well. But I mean, that's kind of where it falls, so we'll just keep it kind of basic here. So overall impressions. So there are a couple things this knife does really well. One, action, stupid good. This knife is crazy smooth, and it's dialed in to where it's locked up really solid as well. So they got the action really nice on these bearings. Ergonomically, everything's been rounded on this knife, so the ergonomics are excellent. It feels really good in the hand. No hot spots on my hand that I can, that I've felt thus far. And overall, just good fit and finish. You've got a captured pivot here on the lock side. Now, a couple things that I don't want to say that I dislike, but perhaps I'm not the most fond of. Lack of a sharpening choil, that'll affect some. The pocket clip, the position causes the knife to ride pretty high in the pocket. You guys can see about this much will be sticking out of your pocket. So again, that's going to vary individual to individual, whether or not that's an issue. And then styling wise, decent. I don't know that it really jumps out at me, but it's it's certainly a solid effort. So I mean, that's from a high level, that's pretty much kind of the overall impression. So if that's all you needed, you're all set. And for the rest of you, let's look at it in a little more detail as we go through here. So again, S35VN, kind of an upswept Warncliffe style blade. It's a flat grind. It's relatively thin behind the edge. This thing sliced through a couple boxes with no problem. I like that the plunge line is kind of in line with the frame of the knife, so that's a nice detail. They did go in and chamfer the opening hole, so there's no sharp edges there either. And blade stock is not overly thick, so nice tip too. You see it thins out towards the tip. So that's pretty well done also. But you know, as I mentioned, the action is really, really good on this knife. I'll post, I recorded a disassembly video. I don't think I posted it to Instagram. But when this knife came, it was actually covered in like this black grease on the inside. It was really smooth anyway. I cleaned it out, used the lubricant that I prefer, and honestly the action was the same. So this was one of the few knives where me cleaning it and lubing it didn't actually make it better. It was that good out of the box, which I thought was quite impressive. So Torx hardware throughout. Obviously the entire thing has been given this, you know, PVD coating and then stonewash, so it has a nice kind of user finish to it. And again, if we go through this thing, everything's been really well rounded. So they really did place a huge emphasis on how this feels in the hand, and they did a really good job with it. So, you know, even in the front here, this portion, they didn't let it go to waste. It forms a very functional finger choil, and there's no sharp edges. So it's, you know, again, ergonomics out of the park here. So there it is in my hand. Got a full grip on it here. So I haven't done reverse grips in a while. I think they're pointless. I've never used a knife like this, but I guess if we're going to talk about it, it's comfortable in that position as well. The top, they rounded off the spine too a little bit, so there's no sharp edges there, which again I appreciate. So I already showed you guys that the pivot is captured on the lock side, stainless steel lock insert, which is nice. As far as disengaging, left a little bit of jimping here that it's functional without being too sharp. So again, it's well done. Lockup is pretty solid. I get a little bit of movement when I'm really torquing on it. I did do a couple spine whacks with this thing. It didn't move at all. So, you know, for normal carrying use, I think you're going to be well served. You know, as I mentioned, no sharpening choil. You know, some people, that's a make or break on a knife. Some people couldn't care less. I'm kind of neutral here. I don't really think it matters too much, but again, I'm not going to tell you guys what to buy or what you should or shouldn't like. So the 3D pocket clip works really well in jeans. Enough of a lip here to get in the jeans, plenty of gap here for the jeans, and you know, just works well. Again, you guys can see about this much sticking up out of the pocket, so it's definitely not deep carry by any means, and you can switch it over for left-hand carry if you want to. The opening hole just being the you know, just the opening hole, pretty ambi friendly knife if you're left-handed, although you do have to disengage. I'm sure a lot of left-handed people are just used to that though. Ooh, almost got me. But anyways, back spacer, I'm gonna assume is probably aluminum or something. I forgot to check. Either way, it's fine, it's functional. You're not getting anywhere near the edge of the blade on this thing, and the tip is nicely recessed. Maybe it could have gotten a little bit more in there, but they may, I think there's space to get a little bit more blade in there, but you know, again, either way, it's fine. I think the fact that you can choke up on this thing makes it very usable, and it's not really to the detriment of the knife that it's not all the way to the end. So, but you can't get your finger anywhere near the tip either, so that's also good. But you know, again, pretty solid effort from E-volve or from Blade Runner Systems with this you know, overseas made budget knife. It's got a lot of good going for it, but it'll be a great user if, you know, if you just want a knife that's a user that's got some decent materials here. I think you'll be well served. They've got some other really cool designs in the pipeline that I got to see at Blade Show. They had a pretty nice display of kind of all the knives that are in the works or in progress right now. And they had some really excellent designs and some from some very well-known custom knife makers. So one final thing, forgot to show you guys the packaging. Packaging's pretty nice. You got the E-volve logo, just a padded pouch, but you know, you've got stickers and a cloth and stuff. Blade Runner Systems in general does a pretty good job with, you know, branding and, you know, making the products feel kind of special. So anyways, that is that. I'll put links in the description box below if you want to go check this out on their website, or if you want to go look at like the the Blade Runner Systems Instagram. I don't know if they have an Instagram yet for the E-volve line specifically. Maybe they need one. We'll see. But any pertinent links will be down in the description box below. Comments or questions, let me know. And I think they contacted me about doing a giveaway with one of these. I don't know how I'm going to organize that. Giveaways are a huge pain in the ass to run, just so much data, but I will let you guys know when and if that happens and how it's going to happen and other fun stuff. But good people, when I talked to them at Blade Show, very nice and open and honest about what's going on, what they're doing, what they'd like to do, passionate people. They have a crazy strong following with their ballast songs, so yeah. Alright, we'll leave it there. Thanks again for watching. A lot more videos to come. Need to get my ass in gear, and I'll see you guys in the next one.